Hi there. I just want to help give you some tips to be able to look for an employee assistance program for your corporation or to be able to evaluate the current program that you're using for your corporation. Tip number 1. I want you to look at your current employee assistance program or the one that you're looking into and see how much face-to-face services they provide. Some employee assistance programs are making a move towards phone counseling or video counseling in a way to be able to save money for corporations. Unfortunately, that does not provide the adequate services that are often necessary when people are going through mental distress. Although there are some benefits to being able to have video or phone services available if the person's unable to come in for face-to-face, it's usually best if it's an add-on service, not as the main service provided. Because there is so much that's lost when we're not able to be in person with somebody. There are so many things that we can save on when it comes to technology, but trying to scrimp on the things such as the face-to-face contact can often take away from the progress that can be made and the relationship that can be built through the counseling process. With that in mind, I want you to also think about the steps it takes for your employees to be able to get set up with services. This can often be a great way for people to be able to save costs from the employee assistance program perspective, because there's often a lot of steps that are unnecessary or are not needed. For example, when your employee is looking to book a counseling session, often they just want to be set up with a session as soon as possible. They don't want to discuss their needs with an intake provider or have to go over it with somebody that's not going to actually be their counselor. That service is great for people that are currently having suicidal thoughts or suicidal ideations because they need immediate access to resources. But for the vast majority of your employees, something like being able to book immediately online can be a great opportunity for your staff to be able to get services instead of having to deal with 3 steps, which include dealing with the intake worker, getting referred to a counselor, the counselor making contact, and then a session being booked. That whole process can often take up to 2 weeks, which is enough time for people to second guess what they're doing or even to feel like they've made some progress even though they've not received the tools that they need to be able to make great strides towards making changes. And lastly, the last thing I want you to look for is how many sessions they say on average their counselors are working with your employees. Some of the employee assistance programs tend to encourage their counselors to move towards less sessions. However, if you're seeing less than 3 sessions, I would encourage you to question how much engagement and relationship building is happening between the client, your employee, and the counselor. There's a few cases where people can get resources right away and be able to make changes within one session, but most of the time between goal setting and planning and just history taking, we should be looking for at least a 3 session as a minimum to prove that there's engagement being made. So these are all things to just keep in your hat to think about when you're evaluating what your current system is, how it's working, or if you are currently looking for something, it's something just to give you a guidepost for what might be some things to be aware of. If you have any questions, if you want some support in this or want to consult about your current program, feel free to give us a call or send me an email. Hope this helps. Have a great day.